Hi, everybody. Dan Illman here, taking a look at the feature race at Monmouth Park on Saturday. Let's throw up the field for race number 10, the Grade 3 $150,000 Salvator Mile. I think the 6 Pirates Punch might very well be the horse to beat after being the victim of a controversial disqualification in the Island last month at Monmouth Park. And as we throw up the Timeform US pace projector, we see that the 6 Pirates Punch is expected to be close to the pace. Now, I'm going to disagree slightly with this Timeform US pace projector. I think Pirates Punch is going to make the lead. I respect the speed of the other 2 horses that Timeform US has up close, the 2 Prendimi and especially the 3 Wind of Change. But Pirates Punch, in my opinion, is at his best when he is controlling the pace, and I think the connections are going to have him on a send, breaking outside of the other 2 speeds, and I expect him to be in front when they hit the backstretch. Let's start our analysis with the number 1, Bal Harbor. There are things to like about Bal Harbor. He's making his 3rd start of the form cycle, and this is a horse that historically does well third back. Note the Monmouth Cup of 2019, where he just missed and earned a 101 Beyer speed figure, and then the 3rd start of the form cycle in the Queen's County way back in 2018, where he earned a 96 Beyer running 3rd. He does well third back, and he really appreciates cutting back to a mile. You get over a mile with Bal Harbor, it gets a little bit dicey, but this is his right distance, and I thought he ran very well 2 starts back in the 2020 edition of the Monmouth Cup. It was his first race off of a long layoff. He was wide, he made a strong bid into the stretch, and he was rebuffed by a very good horse in Global Campaign who came back to win the Grade 1 Woodward at Saratoga. He was just in too tough, and there were circumstances against him, especially the layoff. Now, I was disappointed with his most recent race, the Island, last time out. Maybe that pace just didn't come back to him, but he was hard-ridden on the turn, and he just did not make an impact on Pirates Punch in the late stages of this race. And this is a horse that doesn't win very often. He has lots of seconds and thirds, but he can work out a nice trip in the second flight while saving ground under Chris DiCarlo. There are things to like about him. Make sure the price is right, because he has a tendency to earn minor rewards. The number 2 is Prendimi, and let's watch Prendimi's most recent effort. That was a Jersey-bred stakes race at Monmouth Park on August the 30th, where he's going to outgame Golden Brown in the final furlong. There wasn't a lot of pace on in this race. Prendimi was up close, and Prendimi is going to get it done with a career-best Beyer speed figure of 93. Now, this is tougher competition. He's likely going to have to earn a faster Beyer speed figure, and the pace is likely to be quicker than it was last time out. So Prendimi is going to be a good price in this race. Really don't want to talk anyone off a sharp horse at a good price, but he is going to have to improve slightly off of that win last time out. Let's watch Wind of Changes, the number 3's most recent effort at Charlestown. This is the Russell Road Stakes, a 2-turn 7 furlong event, and Wind of Change ran very well. He's just going to get pipped at the wire. He's going to finish second, but he set a very fast pace in his first start off of a little layoff, and he dug in gamely to finish second. He earned a good Beyer speed figure of 94, and that's not a complete anomaly for Wind of Change. He has earned fast figures in the past, going back to a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream earlier this year. Now, Wind of Change is going to have to deal with Pirates Punch early. Maybe if Pirates Punch does allow Wind of Change to go to the front, and the Timeform US pace projector is right, Wind of Change can take these a long way. He does have the figures. I still think he has a little bit of upside potential. He does like to win races as well. Wind of Change, an interesting contender at what should be a good price. Let's watch the 4, Top Line Growth's most recent start. Now, the pace was not fast at Laurel in this race, but keep in mind that Top Line Growth had not run in about 11 months, and he's up close to the pace under a very confident ride. He takes over at will, turning into the stretch of this 1-turn mile, and he is off to the races. And I like that Julian Pimentel just allows him to run the last eighth of a mile. He galloped out very strongly. He earned a 97 Beyer speed figure. This was a really nice starting off point for his 4-year-old campaign. This was a horse that showed some ability last year for Kelly Rubley, placed first in the Iowa Derby, graded stakes place in the Smarty Jones at Parks. In his race before the layoff, 2 starts back, he was very visually impressive as an odds-on favorite against optional claiming foes, where he was basically 5-6 wide all the way around the track and still dominated that field in the lane. Top Line Growth's last race, again, he got a very nice pace scenario against weaker horses, but I think this horse has all upside. He has nice tactical speed, and he is a good fit off that last race at Laurel Park. We saw Golden Brown just missed last time out to Prendimi, and he's just a very likable horse. It doesn't matter the surface. He shows up every time. He's won 8 of 23. He's very comfortable at Laurel Park. He's getting back to the distance of his most recent win 2 starts back. You kind of know what you're going to get from Golden Brown, however, and that's a Beyer speed figure. Low 90s. He probably is going to have to do a little bit better if he's going to win this race, but he is rock solid. Let's watch Pirates Punch's win in the Grade 3 Island. Remember, he was disqualified. Again, a controversial decision. He's going to be in the lead, and he's eventually going to get away from Warrior's Charge late. He did drift in a little bit in the stretch, causing Warrior's Charge to check and take up just a bit. Pirates Punch has speed. I like him turning back a little bit to a mile. He has run very fast races in the past, and he's obviously in sharp form coming off that victory in the Island. He is likely going to be in command of this race when the field turns for home at a relatively short price, but he is the horse to beat off of that most recent performance. It just was a good effort from him. He was disqualified, whether you think justly or unjustly, but he earned a very fast race, and he fits with these kind of horses. One of the more intriguing runners in this race is a Grade 1 stakes winner trying dirt for the first time. That is the number 7, Valid Point, who won the Secretariat for 3-year-olds last year at Arlington, going a mile. Now, he hasn't gone on with it as a 4-year-old on turf for Chad. They ran him in the Poker against the good field. They ran him in the 4-Star Dave, a race in which there was no pace. It did not set up for Valid Point at all, and he just didn't fire over a track labeled good that I think was a little bit more soft, and I don't think he handles wet turf. I'm just not sure if he's going to handle dirt. He is by Scat Daddy, the sire of Triple Crown winner Justify. The dam placed a couple of times on the dirt. The dam has foaled 4 dirt winners. But to me, this is more of a turf and synthetic family. And Chad's taking a shot with Valid Point. He fits with these horses from a class standpoint. It's just whether he can handle the dirt surface. Name Changer is a horse that you certainly might want to consider in any kind of multiple race wagers because he's a little bit dirtied up on form. We go back to his race 3 starts back. That was his final race of 2019. He ran okay as the beaten favorite behind Monongahela in the Swatara Stakes, but he earned a 99 Beyer speed figure, a number that would put him in very good stead with these horses. 2 back at Laurel, he was involved in a paceless race. Senior Investment, who was in raging form at the time, went gate to wire on him, and Name Changer was second best down towards the rail. And then let's watch his most recent race, an allowance effort on July the 7th. Similar situation. No pace whatsoever, and he caught a sharp horse in Harper's first ride. Name Changer is going to get up for 3rd in this race, and the 4th place horse came back to run second twice at Delaware in optional claiming races with Beyers of 90 and 89. Name Changer is very comfortable at the mile. He has run well at Monmouth Park in the past. And perhaps best of all, he's finally going to get some pace to run at. I think he's better than he looks on paper, and he certainly fits with these kind of horses. Consider Name Changer at decent odds. We take a look at my top selections for the Salvator Mile. I want to go with Top Line Growth. I really liked his return race at Laurel. I think he has a lot of upside potential, and he has a very versatile running style that will work well for him in a race with several speeds. He's my top pick in the Grade 3 Salvator Mile, and approximate post time for race 10 at Monmouth Park on Saturday is 4:41 Eastern. Best of luck.